Some people will applaud your success, others will quietly resent it. The strange part is that envy rarely announces itself. It hides behind compliments, jokes, advice, and even kindness. Most people don't realize someone envies them until the relationship begins to change. Emotionally aware people understand that envy isn't always loud. It often reveals itself through subtle behavior. Here are 7 signs that someone may secretly envy you. 1. They minimize your success. When something good happens in your life, they rarely celebrate it with genuine excitement. Instead, they say things like, "Anyone could have done that," or "You just got lucky." The goal isn't always to hurt you. Sometimes it's to make themselves feel better by making your achievements seem smaller than it is. People who are secure don't need to reduce someone else's success to protect their own self-worth. 2. They constantly compare themselves to you. Healthy people are inspired. Envious people compete. Every conversation somehow becomes about who earns more, who works harder, who has accomplished more, or whose life is more impressive. Comparison is often the language of hidden insecurity. Someone who is truly confident doesn't need to turn every interaction into a competition. 3. They celebrate your mistakes more than your victories. Notice who becomes unusually interested when something goes wrong in your life. Your failures may receive more attention than your successes ever did. Some people secretly feel relieved when you struggle because your success reminds them of what they haven't achieved. Your setbacks temporarily restore the balance they believe they lost. 4. They copy you while pretending they don't. They criticize your choices. Then, months later, they make the same ones. They adopt your habits, your ideas, or even your style while acting as though they arrived there on their own. Envy often admires what it refuses to openly appreciate. People imitate what they secretly value. 5. They disappear during your biggest wins. The people who truly care about you become happier when your life improves, but those driven by envy often become distant. Your promotion, your new relationship, your personal growth. Instead of bringing you closer, your success quietly creates distance. Not because you changed, but because your progress reminds them of where they feel stuck. 6. They give discouragement, disguised as advice. Be careful with advice that always encourages you to think smaller. Sometimes it sounds reasonable. Maybe you're aiming too high. Don't expect too much. Are you sure you're ready? Constructive advice helps you grow. Envious advice quietly encourages you to stay where you are. The difference is subtle, but important. 7. They feel uncomfortable. When you become more confident, confidence changes relationships. The version of you that constantly sought approval was easier to influence. The version of you that respects yourself, sets boundaries, makes independent decisions, and no longer needs permission to grow. Not everyone welcomes that change. Some people preferred the person you used to be because it benefited them. The stronger your confidence becomes, the less control insecurity has over your life, and sometimes over theirs. The truth is, envy doesn't always look like hatred. Sometimes it wears a smile, sometimes it sounds supportive, sometimes it stays close enough to watch but never close enough to celebrate. That's why emotional intelligence isn't about becoming suspicious of everyone. It's about paying attention to consistent patterns instead of isolated moments. The people who genuinely value you will never feel threatened by your growth. They'll encourage it, they'll celebrate it, and they'll be proud to see you become the person you're capable of becoming. Protect your peace. Choose relationships built on respect instead of comparison, because the right people don't compete with your light, they shine alongside it. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment below. I choose growth. And subscribe for more psychology, emotional intelligence, and timeless lessons on becoming mentally stronger.